So, next up, first we have a storyteller. And as many great things happen, it opens with a woman. This next person who's coming up is a mom and wife and physician, and I'm sure she'll tell you that that mom and wife is a lot tougher than the physician part. She lives here in Lexington, and she has 3 wonderful children, one of whom we heard this evening, Ukshay. So if you will please welcome to the stage, Neeti, Mishra, Ja.
I realized recently that I most feel the sense of belonging while I'm washing dishes. It was a beautiful summer evening, and we had our close friends, Sarah and Karen, along with their families, over for a potluck dinner. As always, to set the table for dinner in my house, I have to first remove the things that are lying on the table. I removed the piles of unopened mail, school paperwork, books that I've read, and books that I hope to read. Everything that's always just lying there. Once I removed everything, Sarah and Karen helped me bring the food. We were having vegetarian tacos, chicken tacos, salads, fruits, and a chocolate ganache cake. While helping our children make their tacos, we chatted about work, school, and all the other things we want and hope to do in our lives. After dinner, Karen started cleaning up the table, and Sarah started doing the dishes in my kitchen. I told her, "You don't need to do the dishes." Sarah turned to me and said, "I do dishes every single day for my family. I think of you as my family, and I can do this for you too." What she said touched my soul. At that moment, I felt that I really belonged here. I came to Lexington in 2013. Prior to that, I hadn't lived in the same place ever for more than 5 years. Growing up, when I lived with my parents, we moved every 3 to 5 years for my dad's job. I left home at the age of 18 to go to college in India, then grad school in Tennessee, and then residency and work took me to New York City. All these years, I was so busy studying, working, training, getting married, having my 3 wonderful children. I never had even a fleeting moment to pause and reflect back on my sense of belonging, where I belonged, if I belonged, and did I even want to belong in any of those places? I was born and raised in India in a family of very hardworking middle-class parents. My mother was a stay-at-home mom, very quiet and religious, working at home all the time, taking care of her 3 children. My dad was an engineer who worked for the government. He worked, studied, traveled, and meditated. I didn't agree with any of the things that my parents did for me, and I always resisted everything they recommended. I often felt that they were clueless about what was right for me and what was important for me. Something else that's very significant for my story here is that my dad introduced me to yoga and meditation when I was 5 years old. I used to be so furious about wasting my time with meditating. I thought I did not belong there at the age of 12 when we went to a meditation retreat near Varanasi in India for a family vacation. The longest 5 minutes of my life at that time were when I was asked to sit on the banks of River Ganges and just look at the water flowing. Sitting on that river bank among hundreds of people, looking at the river, I remember the gritty sensation of sand in my clenched fists. And I remember wishing I could run far away. I remember the sounds of silence, water hitting the rocks, hundreds of people breathing, birds chirping, and me silently yelling in my mind, "Stop wasting my time. I don't belong here." I never really yelled because that would have just prolonged my agony. It was so much easier to just get it over with. So I started meditating just to get it over with, to check off on the list of things that I was doing for my parents, so that I could negotiate with them for the other things that I really wanted to do. What I didn't realize was that over the years, meditation became an inseparable part of me. In its own way, my childhood practice of meditation taught me to appreciate the simple moments and the intricacies of daily life, to acknowledge and appreciate everything and anything. It taught me to appreciate doing the dishes. At that moment near the sink with Sarah and the dishwashing, I felt that I really belonged here. These are the people with whom my family will always belong. Belongingness to me is when you can go to a kitchen that's not yours and clean the dishes. When you clean your friend's table after dinner. When you take the leftover food from the serving dishes into smaller containers, open the fridge and put the food in, and there's no judgment. I know I'm in the inner circle of friends at my friend's house when I know where the containers are to keep the leftover food. I belong when I laugh, when just like in my house, I can't find the lids of any of the containers. I belong where I can open the kitchen cabinets looking for the plates. I belong when I can ring someone's doorbell without a prior appointment. I belong with people for whom I don't need to clean my living room before they come and visit. I belong with people with whom I can wash the dishes. Thank you. Thank you for listening to us.